G'day there, gang. Welcome back to the Ange Postecoglou Challenge. My name's Waylands, but most people call me Wally, and today we're going to bring you the feature game against the Newcastle Jets a bit later. But first, we're going to show you, well, what we've been doing. We're a fair way advantages here. We've gone way past the transfer window. We are right down here against this game against the Newcastle Jets. So I thought I'll show you a few little highlights of what's been going on. As you can see, we've been going okay. We're at the moment, we are top of the A-League. We are a couple of points clear at this stage. We have had our chances to go further ahead like this one against Melbourne Victory here. But we're just going to show you a few games here. So, individual performances. This one here, Panashi Madanha. Madanha's been really good for us. Lost his spot just recently, but that's more... I mean, he's just gone off the board a little bit, but yeah... That's been happening a lot. Straight into the back of the net there. After a great assist from Aaron Kunda. Aaron Kunda goes on another run around the play here again. Bags one for himself in this match. And now Madanha on the far side here. Recipient again of good service. Urakovic. And again, that ball from Aaron Kunda. Just absolutely fantastic. That man is an absolute menace. One pull back here by the opposition here as a good one hits the base of the post, but then deals with his rebound really quite well. And then Van der Sar in a rare appearance for us all the way down here. It's not the way to get yourself into the manager's good books, is it? And finally, Aaron Kunda here cuts it across. It's Torre this time who deals with it. And Tunnicliffe finds, again, an open Madanha on the far post. And that is the lad's hat-trick. And I do believe it's the only hat-trick we've got so far. So well done to the lad. We'll have to talk about a couple of other players while we watch this next game here. One of those players is absolutely Aaron Kunda, as you've seen there. The man has just been an absolute menace. We're going to show you this game. This was probably the game that had me on the edge of my seat the most. This one against MacArthur FC. So in this one against MacArthur FC, well, it doesn't start well. Davila runs down the side here and cuts it in, and Tremaine gets the easiest tap in he'll get in his life. Not a lot Goucher can do about that. Completely let down on the defence. Asias, the old man, finds Halloran, who was playing on the other flank in this match, and Tunnicliffe, who's one of the other players I want to talk about. That man has exceeded all expectations. And then we score again with Wallen from the set piece here. I think we're going all right at this stage. And then, well, the wheels start to fall off. Davila again, it's that man. This time he goes in himself, finds the bottom left corner. And not a lot the keeper can do about that when he's allowed to run around there. And that is just a lovely ball over the top. A beautiful cutback. And Zurich doesn't miss those. So here we go. It's 95 minutes left. 95 minutes not left. 95 minutes on the clock. And new boy Crowley, in his second appearance, manages to tuck away the winner. We signed Crowley on a free transfer. He's not a bad little striker. He's 28 years old, but he does a job for us. But yeah. Ryan Tunnicliffe, look at this. I mean, just goals all the way through. Ryan Tunnicliffe, he's the coach's favourite. Aaron Kunda leads outright on average rating, but this man, 7 goals, 4 assists, playing out of position for his stats as a shadow striker. Yeah, just I couldn't be happier with how that's gone. Other honourable mentions go to a few boys that we'll talk about during the game. But speaking of, we will get into the game now. It is against the Newcastle Jets. Why am I bringing this game against the bottom of the ladder team? Well, I'm bringing this game because this is our chance to seal our place in the finals. So I just want to quickly explain here. Ange Postecoglou won 4 titles and 2 premierships. So we will be hopefully win the premiership by finishing top at the end of the regular season. But this is our chance to secure our spot in the finals. And I thought this was a good spot to come back. It had been getting a bit long, but... It's been pretty much business as usual. We hadn't had any real injury crises or stuff like that until now. And of course, the game I go to film, shit happens, and we've got a bit of a rotated lineup today. But it also is a good chance to play a rotated lineup. These guys are bottom of the ladder. But I wanted to show off some of the new players. But the game says no. So new players, who have we got? We've signed this guy, A.Akamaihid here. And yeah, he come in and he was starting to look all right coming off the bench. Just made his first start. Involved in a lot of link-up play. Was like, don't let this fool you. He was looking good. I thought he was going to go all right. Just got him up to fitness. Injured, fractured ribs, out for a few weeks. Also out has been Nick Ansell, who's been out with a broken leg. Still out for a little bit, coming towards the end of his convalescence period now. Looking forward to having him back in a couple of weeks. So we got this guy, Dario Gabir from Eintracht Frankfurt. That took me a few goes to get that. Eintracht Dario Gabir from Eintracht Frankfurt. Deary me. Yeah, he's just a young lad looking for some game time. Been doing really well, averaging 7 at the back there. We're paying some of his wage, but we're not paying the full 2K. So I think that was a good little find on loan. The other new signing you need to know about is Braden Crowley here. Braden's coming on a free transfer on a very, very small wage. As you can see, it does what it says on the tin. It's a poacher or it's a pressing forward. And yeah, he does all right. As you can see in his second appearance, he did score for us. He has scored 2 goals, mainly as using him as a super sub. Tends to rate better coming off the bench, doing that super sub sort of stuff than starting. That's why he's not getting the start. The other unfamiliar faces we'll go through during the game. So starting today's game is Gouch in goal. The back 4 is Kiddo, Bar, Gabir, and Lopez. Alagic and Tunnicliffe playing out of position. He has been playing there. They're coming in for the coming back from injury. CS and Ugo Kovic, who have both been very good. Iran Kunda, 4 goals, 7 assists, and Halloran 2 goals, 9 assists. Fantastic on the flanks. Definitely Iran Kunda's best spot for me is there. So that means Yule comes into the side playing as our shadow striker. He's had a few starts here already. Looks quite good there. He came to my attention by getting under 23 selection, and yeah, he'd been sitting in the lower league side, and yeah, I've given him a promotion, and he's training with the big boys now and getting some game time. And Torre plays up front due to the injuries, and like I said, I like to use Crowley off the bench. So here we go into the match, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hopefully brush aside these guys with a minimum of fuss and get ourselves into the final. Now, I went for this last time, so we're going to pump the fists and we're just going to say, get out there and just... That always works. I don't know what it is that pump fists, the media have been praising you, so go out there and give a good display. Has worked for Football Manager, for me anyway, for the last 2 or 3 iterations. Right, so first highlight, we've got Iran Kunda. This is where a lot of the play does come from, is down the left. I must admit, Yule looking good on the ball here. Iran Kunda finds Halloran on the back stick, and Halloran rising like a salmon and nodding the ball into the net is not his strong suit. And we go again. This time, Yule again goes for Halloran. The game's listening to me, and it is absolutely 100% game. You've heard what I've said on the last piece of commentary, and you've made me look like a right fool. Here we go. Here's Yule. Yule? I'm not sure if it's Yule or Yule. It actually looks like Yule, actually. Like Bull? Yule? Yule. I'm going to go with Yule. Anyway, ball's in the air. And Scott cleans it up here, but again, looking very, very dangerous here. I mean, these guys haven't done particularly well this season. They're bottom of the table, so we should look good. Lopez, been quite good on the right for us, but Halloran here, our flanks, those 2 boys are just, look, as you see, they're just constantly feeding the ball in here. And you've got a big lad like Musa Torre up front there, or earlier in the season, Ibasuki, and we just seem to be able to nod home the goals all the time. I don't know whether it's something at this level that works particularly well, but for a team playing a gegenpress and hooking the ball into a solo striker, we are scoring an awful lot of goals by doing that. So it is already 2-0 here, and there's only 15 minutes gone. So let's talk about some of the other players. So yeah, like I said, Tunnicliffe's probably been my favourite. A.Akamaihid was good at the start of the season, but he's kind of dropped off as the season's gone on here. Speak of the devil here, he's taking this corner. Watch him lace someone out now. No, not quite. Oh, no, not quite. I was about to say, I should know better than to taunt the game after the lesson it taught me just before. I'm sorry, game. I'll be nice now. Yeah, Irankunda, just fantastic. He has a $1.1 million minimum release clause on his contract. There was not a lot I could do about that. So the longer I keep a hold of him, the better, I think, especially for progression of the save. I'm hoping. Oh, here's Halloran. He runs under that nicely. What a great intercept. Halloran finds Musa Toure and Ben Halloran. That's two. Is Toure offside there? I'm going to go with he is. It just a gut feeling, yeah. He was just a little bit just past the man on his left shoulder, I think, here. What's the guy on the left? That's the one keeping him on side, and yeah, he's just a hair in front. Unfortunate there for the young fella. But for a guy who's really playing above his level at the moment, he's done quite well as a stand-in. I cannot fault his performance at all. He is just a big, nearly 190 centimetre tall boy who is someone for the boys to aim at the set pieces and from those lovely corners. And Ryan Tunnicliffe, even playing in the ball-winning midfielder role, has pushed forward and scored his umpteenth goal of the season. I think that's his 8th now. And for a guy that I question why we would have signed him, he's just proven me wrong. Look at this. The journeyman Tunnicliffe finds the back of the net. The 31-year-old Englishman over here playing for Adelaide United. He's just been... He's been the star player. Everything goes through him. He distributes the ball to the guys wide. He gets into the box late as a trait, which I think actually works really well. And he just can't help but score. He's even playing as not in the advanced role he's been playing in as a shadow striker, even playing as a ball-winning midfield today, doing really well. All right, Alagic holding up play here. Kiddo, who I must bring off for a rest, surely. For Josh Cavallo, who has got a multi-call up. Halloran again on the end of another one. It's Irankunda this time, the recipient. He runs down the loose cross and we lay up and go again. Tunnicliffe. Halloran. Oh, he goes himself this time, Halloran, but the ball flies over the top of the bar and we'll go to the next highlight. I am still now scouting for more permanent signings going forward because obviously Gabert, speak of the devil, Gabert has to go back at the end of the season. And I would like I'm going to say classier striker than LK, but I think we're going to need more striking depth. As I say that, Musa Toure, ignore that 10th goal of the season. That's actually counting his lower league goals. But what a fantastic finish by the young man there. The ball goes up. He's done well with the first header, really, to get it down there, floating on the angle that he was. It's hit the base of the post, and he's dealt with a rebound like an absolute champ. Like an absolute champ. Now, we're going to make a couple of substitutions here before I forget. I said I want to get Kiddo off for Cavallo and making defensive substitutions. I don't want to give Crowley a run at some stage, but how I do that, Crowley's going to come on for the last 20 minutes, I think. No, we're going to do it now. Better bring you off because he's rated well. He's still a youngster, remember, so he's rated well, played well, so we're going to bring him off. That's good for his development. We're going to swap you two over, and you can now play as a target forward on attack. We've been doing this, and it works well as well. And we're going to bring Halloran off for Jovanovic here. Yeah, we're going to bring Popovic on for Bar. There we go. Get out there, lads. So Popovic lost his spot pretty early in the season. He just didn't look up to it early in the season. So that's why we've got Lachlan Barr and the other guy who's injured, whose name escapes me at the moment, are playing in the back for there. Irankunda with another good delivery there. And we are struggling for depth in midfield a bit. So when I'm looking for signings, we'll be looking for probably another quality midfielder, another quality striker. And then we'll see what room we've got in the squad. That is a lovely ball. And Musa Toure. See, I cursed Ethan Alagich before and said he had gone off the boil. And he just finds Musa Toure, who does absolutely leap like the proverbial salmon. There's a nice bit of play here by Aaron Kunda to start it up. And just look at that. Just that beautiful silky header. Just absolutely loving what I'm seeing from this team at the moment. So you can see this sort of stuff is why I haven't bought you a lot of games. There's been a lot of games where it's been very comfortable. We've been very dominant, even if it's not 2-0 on the scoreboard. So I thought this was a good game to bring you. There we go. We're qualified for the finals. I'll try and remember to film the trophy lift to show you before the next episode. But we will. The next episode will be the final series, I think. And that will bring the first season of the save to an end. Like I said, I'm really keen to keep this save moving. There's going to be a lot of episodes to it. It's at least 4 seasons here in Australia with limited transfer rules, that sort of stuff. And I really would like to get through to Japan and get to Europe while there's still some of the familiar names left in the squad, and perhaps we can have a bit of fun with Erling Haalands and Jude Bellinghams and that sort of stuff later on in the save. So if you like that, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new here. We'll be back to you with the finals very, very shortly. My name's Waylands. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.